pick of the season for Tua, the most in the NFL. Final seconds of the first quarter, still no score, still cold. Aaron Rodgers is looking. Does anyone want to get open? Nope. Jordan Brooks takes him down. Do you see what's happening? He's like holding his wrist after the play.
Ooh.
That is the wrist that's attached to the broken hand because the hip bone is attached to the leg bone. And
that's enough.
Okay. Second quarter, still no score. Oh, Rodgers still can't find a receiver. Next Steeler takes him down. He was sacked 3 times in this game, so they punt in again. Dolphins, 3rd and 6 from their own 35. Tua, Devon Achane, gain of 24. Okay, that's some progress. Led to a field goal, 3-0. 20 seconds left in the half. 3-0. Steelers have got the chance. I love Aaron Rodgers just standing back there doing nothing as their tight end, Connor Hayward, goes in for the tush push.
Take all the credit for the group project.
7-3 at the half. We go to the third, all Steelers, except for some garbage time, but particularly all Steelers in the third. Kenneth Gainwell, he had 80 yards. That was 38 of them. They're knocking. Now 2nd and 7 from inside the red zone. Rodgers, Marquez Valdez, Scantling, 19-yard score. That dude was signed from the practice squad before this game. Steelers now up 14-3. They're going to get the ball back. Pat Fryer move, gain of 16, first down. They moving again. This next play, though, might be the best one of the night. DK Metcalf. Okay, now we're going to just throw that man. Stiff arm after stiff arm after stiff arm. 3 catches, 55 yards, that touchdown. Rodgers, by the way, 166th game with multiple passing touchdowns. He's now ahead of Peyton Manning for the 3rd most in NFL history. Steelers now lead 21-3. Can the Dolphins do anything about it? Short answer is no. Why? Because with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, it was 3rd and 12 for the Dolphins from their own 28. Tua under pressure. Can you do anything? I throw the ball away. Throw it away. Don't take a sack. Did that. Dolphins finished the third quarter with -20 total yards. Is that bad? Steelers led 21-3 at the end of 3. In the fourth, Jonnu Smith takes it 14 yards for a score. He's also a tight end. So that's the first game in NFL history with 2 tight ends each scoring a rushing touchdown.
Wow.
Steelers won.
Man, we love Monday Night Football. Mission accomplished. Certainly we wanted to engineer victory, but we wanted to do it in a certain way. That was a hot football team, and they'd rode their run game over the last month or so. I think they'd averaged 192 a game over the last 5 weeks, and so we needed to stop the run, and certainly we need to run the ball in the effort to flip that component of it, and I think that made the engineering of victory more fluid.
Is it important that you talk to the players about, I know you always talk about stacking wins, but that was your first back-to-back since October.
It's that time of year. It doesn't need to be said.
These are 2 huge games. Obviously, the division game is the most important game, but these guys have won four straight coming in. We know, well, some of us, maybe a few of us, know about how obviously the first way to get to the playoffs is win your division. There's, having beaten Baltimore already. There's obviously tiebreakers that come into effect, including divisional record, conference record. So winning your AFC games are really important. Keeping the one game lead plus the head-to-head is big as well.
Our man in plaid, Ryan Clark, joins us now. Look, the
Former
Steelers.
Steeler.
That's true.
Ryan Clark.
He's used to the weather there. The Steelers, your former team, they took care of business. They eliminated the Dolphins from playoff contention. I can't believe I'm even saying that sentence, but that is true. What did Pittsburgh, though, show you tonight?
Well, the first thing was that a defense that could stop the run. Despite what you may think of the Miami Dolphins, this is the team that's a top 5 rushing team in all of football. And we know what the Buffalo Bills did here when they came in with James Cook. And they stopped the run defensively. Then they put pressure on Tua Tagovailoa, even turned him over. They played with a level of physicality. They open field tackled better than we'd seen them a lot this year. And until late in that game, they really kept the Miami Dolphins out of the end zone. Now, they have to continue to build on that, because if they're going to win some of these games down the stretch and give themselves an opportunity to host a playoff game, they're going to have to be better than they were tonight against a Miami Dolphins team that seemed like they were missing the fun in the sun.
All right, so RC, speaking of that scenario you just laid out, they are a game up on Baltimore in the division, but they got at Detroit, at Cleveland, and then they end the season at home, though, against the Ravens. So based on what you said, the goal should be for this team to host a playoff game. What do you need to see from them down the stretch?
I don't know if I got to chill because we had to finish the season with the Ravens, or it's just freezing cold out here. What you need to see from them down the stretch is consistency in being able to stop the run. And if Valdez-Scantling and DK Metcalf can continue to create big plays offensively, we know what they can do from a run game standpoint or from a pass game with their running backs, but can they create those explosive and also have the ability to turn the football over and give short fields to Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith's offense? Tonight was one of those nights that showed that there has been improvement from Aaron Rodgers in this offense in creating explosive plays, but they can't count on that because that's not what we've seen all season. It starts with stopping the run, being able to run, and then DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers having some synergy.
Oh, synergy.
Like that word.
Synergy is a
very
good
corporate,
word.
but it applies to football as well.
Fine. More RC in a bit. We'll see what other corporate words you can work in. Work those into fit check.
All right, from a torn ACL Sunday to surgery on Monday. That was the 24-hour timeline for Patrick Mahomes after sustaining the season-ending injury in that playoff eliminating loss to the Chargers. He had the procedure done in Dallas. Now it's all about the rehab to make it back sometime next season.
He'll attack it, and he, just like he does everything else, there have been pretty good quarterbacks that have had the same injuries, and they've done pretty well after they came back. So he's in a good place. He always feels like he let people down, but then he comes back and he's ready for the challenge ahead, which is what's real right now.
In Green Bay, also confirmation of what our eyes told us Sunday. Micah Parsons has a torn ACL. It happened late in the third quarter against the Broncos. Parsons posted on social media today, "I may be down, but I am not defeated. This injury is my greatest test." When Parsons went down, you could almost feel the air come out of the Packers, which is also reflected in their season odds. Now, before that game, Green Bay had the third shortest odds to win the Super Bowl. They were at plus 750 behind only the Rams and the Seahawks, which feels like a different topic for a different day. But with Parsons now out for the season, the odds are now twice as long. Green Bay is at plus 1,500, which is tied for the seventh shortest. They're tied with the Patriots. Nothing says not equipped for winter quite like dolphins. Not the actual animal, though, known for frolicking in warm waters off Caribbean islands or in Hawaii. Go to there. But the professional dolphins, the professional athlete dolphins who traveled to Pittsburgh Saturday in an effort to acclimate. Spoiler alert, I live in this. Unless you're wearing this and a few hundred other layers, you don't get used to it. That's just kind of what I need in the studio. Look at these two little bros. John Sutcliffe, our ESPN Deportes reporter, walking in Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers finds his former Packers teammate, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, for the 19-yard score. This was early in the third quarter. Also, here's a reminder that man was signed to the 53-man roster from the practice squad before this game. Next Steelers drive, it's Rodgers again, this time just hitting a different receiver, Pat Freiermuth. That was over the middle to continue the drive. And then he's going to get this one to DK Metcalf. I freaking love this play. Stiff arms and throws Mika Fitzpatrick. Maybe throws another stiff arm there. That's a 28-yard score. Tremendous play and much respect from the quarterback.
Dolphins bringing pressure. Throw over the middle. It is complete to DK Metcalf. Hurls aside one defender. Stiff arms another. Into the end zone for the Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown. What an effort by DK Metcalf.
Steelers won it 28-15. There were some junk time points there from the the Dolphins. Rodgers 23 of 27, 224 yards and 2 scores. And he's got to love that play from Metcalf.
Play by DK was one of the better plays I've seen in my 21 years. There's play by Dallin Driver back in 2009, which was one of the greatest catch and runs I've ever seen. But that was pretty special. Tight window catch, juke, hard stiff arm. That was fun to see him get that one.
So what it all means is that the Steelers stay a game ahead of the Ravens in the AFC North. They head on the road against the Lions and then the Browns over the next 2 weeks. And then they host the Ravens to close out the season. And just a reminder, Pittsburgh won that first game over Baltimore earlier this month.
All right, after a week off,
Yeah.
Briscoe and Eve Sports Center, time to get back to Fit Check, and RC is back with us. And it's a shame we didn't have it last week, RC, because your fit was dope. So much so that one of the fans there in LA actually wanted a piece of it.
Like a little Sparky
Yeah.
did.